So, Donald Trump has just been impeached live on television. Shameless plug, Dope Boy Classics. Go check us out. Shop DBC on Instagram. So we can continue to making these dope videos. You know what I mean? Just doing the natural entrepreneur things that we do. I'd like to welcome y'all to It's Real. I appreciate you for tuning in. We are here to discuss Donald Trump's impeachment. We saw this coming. Let's get a real discussion about something that people probably are going to run from, and the unity of America and why Nancy Pelosi did what she did. I want people to understand that Nancy Pelosi was, her whole reasoning behind what she did, as far as telling the Democrats, hey, don't talk, is because, one, she doesn't want it used in a soundbite or some kind of ad by one of these big PACs. Of course, that makes perfect sense. But what's more important is that we as Americans understand that this is happening to America. This is our country. We don't want our country to look bad. We don't want to have a bad president. We don't want to have to use the articles of impeachment. It's only happened 3 times in the history of the United States of America. Think about that. 3 times. Only 3. Has a United States sitting president been impeached? And now it's happened more frequently because Bill Clinton, albeit granted almost 20-something years ago, it's still right around the corner. Almost 30 years ago. It's still right around the corner. Now Donald Trump has been impeached. And these articles of impeachment are much stronger articles. Like, he just directly decided not to produce evidence at all. And I mean, in some aspect, think about it. Let's think about this. If an individual or a corporation is protected, because a corporation is looked at as an individual. I don't know if a lot of people know that by the law, by the courts, the way it's structured, it's its own entity. Such as an LLC, it's its own entity. It's not a proprietary institution like a family business would be. So there are no people you could actually hold accountable because it's its own person. So is the presidency, his cabinet and all that, is that its own entity, or is he held accountable? My question is does he have a right to protect himself against incrimination by withholding? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but this has never been done by a sitting president to say we're not going to produce anything. This is what Donald Trump has done. No witnesses from the White House, no paperwork, no nothing. If you can't get it yourself, you ain't going to get it at all. And the people they have gotten have been some serious people. What do you guys think? Do you think Donald Trump is going to actually be the first sitting president not to just only be impeached? Because you got to think Nixon didn't get impeached. He resigned. I know a lot of people say, oh, Nixon got impeached. No, Nixon didn't. He resigned. That's why I said there's only 3. And Bill Clinton finished out his term. He was on his last term anyways when it happened. So, was it a big deal for him? I wonder. I wonder. You tell me. Y'all want to see the braids? Look at them. Yeah, just kind of twisted up. My cousin did that for me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. My cousin Rachel for plugging me. Love you, cuz. My relative. But really, though, I'm wondering, is he going to go to jail? Is anything going to actually happen? I mean, the Republicans are still starch behind this man. You didn't get one Republican vote for impeachment. Now, mind you, to reach impeachment, in the House, because this is just the House of Representatives, it still's got to go to the Senate. You know what I mean? Congress has still got to do their whole thing. You can't just, it's not like, oh, da. So the Senate's still going to have their say, and the Republicans control the Senate. But my question is as the Democrats control the House, and shout outs to Nancy Pelosi. I mean, that was, for a woman to have that much power And to be so, you got to understand, Nancy Pelosi is a historic. She's making history to be the first woman speaker of the House. Y'all do understand that, right? That this is history, what she's doing. So she can't, it's like a black man. Obama couldn't make no missteps. He had to be above. I mean, not saying that we got so much out of Obama, early childhood education, for Dr. Umar Johnson, who must have forgot. Yeah, he didn't do a lot for black men. He did further the cause of black women, even though they're still historically paid less than white women. They're now rising up more. They're getting more corporate jobs because you got to understand the white guys plan it this way. That's why the white guys play it. They say, if I get a woman and a black woman, I get two minorities. So back to Nancy Pelosi, who was the first white woman speaker. Now, mind you, this is from the feminine movement, to the black women who, y'all put somebody, don't be mad that there was a white woman before one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats decide to impeach Donald Trump tonight. This is the third historical impeachment in the United States' history. What's going to happen? How is the economy going to be affected? We are already on the verge of another bubble if you guys have not been paying attention to the housing market. When interest levels are so high and then dip down so low as they have, it becomes harder to sell a house, and the value or the equity which is built up in the house is not as stable as it once was because now the interest is low and you're not gaining that equity because the interest is so low. When you have a 7.6% interest, you're gaining a lot more than you are at a 1.6% interest rate. Yeah, you're paying less, but you're not recouping. So is that going to be affected? Is that bubble going to burst because Donald Trump is now being impeached? How is this going to affect the stock market when we wake up tomorrow? These are questions you got to ask as we in the part of this week. We go out of hump day into Thursday. What is it going to look like tomorrow for the United States of America? I know a lot of people want to be hoo-ha hooray over the impeachment of Donald Trump, but you got to understand we're impeaching a United States president. He is not just a president for the Republicans, although I know you would like to think that. No, he's the president of these 50 united unions. These 50 countries who've come together and agreed underneath the Continental Congress, then ratified and changed and renamed as the Constitution of the United States of America, which we are all beholden to. Whether you realize it or not, you're all contractors of the United States of America. You're just a contractor. I mean, every time you make money, you pay into. You're a contractor. It's what it is. So, as contractors, we are all bound and tied by these 50 unions, under this blanket of the Constitution of the United States of America, which the president did not, they can't say he broke any of that. Are they saying he's not adhering to it? Because they have not yet said that. They're saying that Congress has power to call witnesses and such. And he's saying, because you got to think there's three branches of government, and this is probably where we got to break down things. You got the judicial, legislative, and executive branch. I just got a notification. I love her. I miss my boo. Anyways, so you got your executive, legislation, and judicial branches, legislative and judicial branches of government, right? Legislative, we already know, legislates. What is a legislation? It's a law that is created, then enacted, and then put on the books. It's called legislation. This is what legislation is. What is an executive? Executive obviously the executive of a corporation, like the president of a corporation, which America, United States, is bound under these certain rules and articles and titles that tie them together, and it's basically an entity which would be a corporation. America, yes, is a representative of its own self. It's a corporate entity. Now, can he say as a corporate entity representing America that America is there's so many ties here. If I was the Trumps, there's so many different things because he's a representative. He's the president, right? Now, him being the executive that he is, There's so many executives get off. Anyways. So then there's the judicial branch. The judicial branch is the Supreme Court and down, right? Because the judicial branch is not just the Supreme Court. Let's get that understood. A lot of people think the judicial branch of the government is just the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court is the law of the land. They are the interpreters of that contract. Okay? The Congress is supposed to legislate underneath that contract. They can't make a law that goes against that contract. But they do. And when they do, the judicial branch, the Supreme Court, or other circuit, 4th, 5th, 8th, 9th, 10th, different circuit courts, this is where we get precedents, a law that's already been presided over, or a decision. So when there's decisives in the Supreme Court, you understand why or where, what it's coming from. This is how this happens, is because what they do is they decide at a lower court, at a circuit, or it could even be just a county court that decides something that's happening is illegal and it's unconstitutional. And then they appeal it and they take it up, to an appellate court. And then that court says, whether first a court has to decide whether you even get an appeal. A lot of people don't know that either. They think appeal is just something you automatically get. But no, there's an appellate court. There's a court that you could be seeing the same judge you trying to appeal against, and he tell you no, this has no merit. But anyways, so let's say you take it to appellate court, because we're going all the way up to the judicial branch is what we're trying to do here, right? You get to appellate court, you get to the circuit courts, you get to these lower Supreme Courts, because they're also these circuit courts, the 8th, 10th, they are a Supreme Court, they're the judiciary underneath the actual United States Supreme Court. So each state has its, well, not each state, but these provinces, they've all agreed that this court will be the court that, governs for, these circuit. It's a circuit, and they're bound together. You know what I mean? Like a circuit board, right? So it works that way. It's electronic. It's all working together in let's call it a current of legislative exchange. So you are interpreting the Constitution by reading this article and understanding that this article says no law can be made to contradict anything made in this law under these laws, unless you amend the Constitution. Because the Constitution did not say slavery was legal, but the Constitution didn't. So thus you get amendments, saying, this is legal, which 13th Amendment has not been ratified. Anyway, so you go all the way up to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court says whatever that court said down there, we're going to agree with, or that court had no authority to rule over this, or that court misinterpreted this article, or that court is the court we're going to send this back down to because we're not ready yet to really take this on. So we're not even going to see your case. We're going to send it back down to that court before we even determine what something was. This is the power that the judicial branch has. So the judicial branch is actually kind of sort of the Rubik's for the other two branches. It's kind of the rule book. It's the rule book interpreter. That's the better way to say it. It's the rule book interpreter. So if you had a rule book, but the person, we agree there's going to be a third party, we're going to play this game, there's got to be a referee. The judicial branch are the referees. They determine how the game is played and if it's fair or not. So when Republicans and Democrats are disagreeing about something and they don't agree on a certain thing, they're the ones who tell them, hey, kids, stop fighting. Because that's really all this really is, right? Two gangs warring against each other. Two groups warring against each other. A gang just being a group or a gang of people. So the Republicans and Democrats are really just the largest gang in the United States of America with the most power. Or should we say the largest gang in the world? Because, let's think about it. How many places is the United States in the world? So is it illegal for this man, Donald Trump, to say, hey, to somebody in another world that they got an agreement with, that you're already going to investigate him. I want you to announce it publicly. Don't tell me secretly behind doors, because that's what this call was about. And I think they're glossing over that, or people aren't grasping it, that they were already letting him know, hey, we investigating dude, da, da, da. He knew that. He said, oh, for real? Well, I publicly say it. You know what I'm saying? And then when they said, nah, man, that's not how we do it. We don't want him to know we investigating him. Then we'll lose everything that we got. We need to know that, what I'm saying, what was going on with, his situation, his son, and this and that and the third. Like, what I'm saying? Like, we trying to get down this is some statesman shit for us. And he was like, well, to hell with what y'all trying to do. You either do this for me or screw you. Now, why is that? Why would the president want them to disclose that information? Oh, the Democrats say because he's trying to ruin Joe Biden's chances. He's the front runner. Trump would rather run against Bernie than to run against the vice president of the United States. People already like him. Black folks probably going to blindly vote for him. I mean, if he was good for Obama, then he'll be good for us. They feel like, oh, it's another extension of Obama. Then Obama probably be in there. Who would he have as his vice president? Would Obama be his vice president just to get back in? Okay, excuse me. Anyways, so it's funny. I mean, would Obama be Joe Biden's vice president? That would piss Trump off. That would blow the top off a lot of people. Yeah. Anyways, so now let's think about this. Donald Trump is being impeached. He's being impeached because he told the government to divulge information that they didn't want to divulge. And the only reason he wanted them to divulge it is because he's running against somebody, which is illegal for him to do what he's doing, and he knows it, to withhold something, because that's what it ultimately made it a problem. Not that he said divulge the information, is that he said these earmarked monies and this help that you're supposed to receive from the United States that is already established, I'm going to withhold it until you do what I want you to do. That's like bribery, that's collusion, that's it's unlawful. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying. But can they prove that? You know what I mean? He can hold it back and that not even be the reason. You have to say that's the reason. That's why it's so hard to prove if you're being discriminated against for your race, because nobody comes right out and calls you a nigger. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. How can you prove, oh, he did this to this country solely because they wouldn't release this information? And let's get this understood. Joe Biden has used this same tactic before against his opponents. He has actually done this and had the information released. He's had people investigated by other institutions, other statements. This has actually happened. He's done this underhanded things. So he's not clean in the buttermilk. Let's get that understood. He's not all good in the shake water. So let's talk real facts. And here on It's Real, that's what we're going to do, is always be real. And it's always going to be real. It's real. That's what it is. No fake shit. So, Joe, we see you, buddy. We know who you are. You know what I mean? Period. Point blank. Now, Trump messed up when he did that. So now the judicial branch has already said Congress has the power to impeach. So the legislative branch, one of, the House of Representatives, has decided to do so. Nancy Pelosi being the person in power over that branch, the Democrats, which Joe Biden is one of. Is this now a tit for tat? You do this to Joe, you Sally Joe, now we bring the impeachment. Why didn't they bring the impeachment before? He's been obstructing justice. He's been doing the most. He's been flaunting it, putting it in their face. Why did they not impeach him before? Did they feel they didn't have a strong enough case? I wonder. So, you guys tell me, what do you think down below in the description, in the comment section? I said description. No, in the comment section. Let me know. What do y'all think? Do you think this impeachment sullies America? Does it make America look bad? Do you now have a more open view of what the judicial, legislative, and the executive branch are? Did I explain them well to you? If not, would you like me to expound on them more and tell you what each branch does outside of the judicial? Because I went to the judicial more because they regulate, and I love the judicial branch as well. Do you feel that this impeachment is fair? Do you feel like this is a get back tactic because of what Donald Trump did to Joe Biden and his campaign and slowing things down? That's why Kamala Harris had to actually jump out because, it just ain't looking, just the numbers was going, it's you tied, you get tied to Joe and it's a game, y'all. It's a game. It's really a game. So y'all let me know. Let me know how you feel, what you think, how you see it. Do you view it as a problem for the United States of America as a whole? Does this look bad? Is that great of Nancy Pelosi to keep the Democrats in check and in line and say, hey, we're not going to celebrate. We're not going to let them use this as a soundbite. Was that really dope to you? I mean, as the first woman's speaker of the, speaker of the House, I'm impressed. Nancy Pelosi, shout out to you again. I'm very impressed by the way you held yourself, your composure, being the first woman speaker, knowing that you are putting footprints in the sand that are indelibly left there forever. These are marks that are stable. This here is the creation of something or the destruction of something. And you are creating very well, sister. I'm going to tell you that. Do your thing. Do your thing. I'm not beholden to the Democrats or Republicans. I just see like it's real. It's just real. She's doing a great job at what that's dope, that's power moves. People talk about being a boss. That's some boss shit. Nancy Pelosi, you bossed up on them, baby. Jesus. And y'all tell me, was that boss? If y'all didn't go see it, go watch that. Check CNN, ABC, something. I should have put it in the, right down here, but, I'm doing this on my phone. I'm going to get better. I've been away. Y'all know it's been crazy. It's been really crazy. And we're going to do a story on that, how crazy it's been and why it's been away. But here it is real. We just been, focused on family and love and life. But this right here, I had to come and talk to y'all about this. The impeachment of Donald Trump, it has actually happened. December 2019. You tell me, did you think this would be your Christmas present? Are some of y'all happy? Is this a present that you wanted to put under your tree? Are you ready to open this present up? That the president is presently being impeached. Is this a pleasant thing to you? Do you feel this is okay? Or like I said, is this a solid? Is this a mark? Is the world going to look at us crazy? Or is the world going to say, finally, y'all put this man in check? Is that, how does this play out? Does it look good for you? And then tell me, how do you feel this is going to affect the economy? Which is the most important thing. You want to get a president, but Christmas is coming up. The economy usually is booming right now. Was this a good time to do it because no matter what, the Americans are going to spend money, they have to? Or should they did it before Black Friday? Or did they wait to do this after Black Friday so that they already were in the black? These are things that I think about. Are you thinking about them too? What are you thinking about? If you have a question or something that I missed in this, could you please post it down below and leave a comment and let me know? Oh, don't forget to share, subscribe, thumbs up the video, show me some love with one of these right here. Boom, boom, boom. Like that. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. I've been your host, Satchel the King Page, showing nothing but love and respect. United States of America, I feel, in my personal opinion, this is going to be a blow. It's going to affect our economy. It's definitely going to be a situation where people are going to rejoice. Some people are going to be happy. This is going to be very divisive, like it's been in the last, his term. He's been a very divisive president, and there's things that he's done that have been good, and there's things that he's done that have been great, and there's things that he's done that has just been downright idiotic and incomprehensible on why he would do such a thing. But for the most part, I think the way he's run this business as a businessman, he's doing good business. That I can say. He's doing great business. The economy's booming. And let's think about this. You can get a good economy and ruin it. So yes, he inherited a good economy for Obama because Obama did a damn great job as a businessman and running it as a president of a company. He ran this corporation precisely as it should be ran. So y'all tell me, do y'all think he's doing a good job in that manner? Is there anything good you could say? Would you say anything good about Donald Trump? And is this impeachment actually going to stick? Because they're just bringing charges saying, oh, you did this. Is he going to get off? Will he get a second term? Do you want him to have a second term? Let me know.